YouTube. I need to fix my car. So I just uploaded my first week of school video this morning, and hopefully you guys have caught that and had a look. But I did not record one this week, so I really wanted to do a first week of school video this week, but I was literally swamped. Having missed Monday, which was my first actual teaching day, I sort of jumped in on Tuesday with actual teaching, and it was stressful having to jump in sort of part way through where someone else had done the first maths and the first literacy, with them being new schemes I'm not used to and new to the school in general. So I did not record at all because I just did not have the time. So I kind of figured that that's how things are going to be from now on, that I'm just not going to be able to record in school, because for my setup and first week of school it wasn't really real, if that makes sense. Like, obviously for setting up, the children went in, so, and most teachers went in, so I could whip out my camera whenever. And first week of school I got in really early, so I could whip out my camera whenever. But as things get busier, people are going to come in earlier and they're going to be there when I'm trying to record. So I don't want to keep getting interrupted randomly. So I've decided, rather than trying to be, you know, like other YouTubers right off the bat, I'm going to just try and see what works for me. So I've decided that actually, rather than doing first week of schools weekly vlogs in school, I'm going to do weekend vlogs here at home. So we're currently in my bedroom and it is Saturday. So stay tuned for my very first plan with me video, where I'll be showing you everything I've got planned for next week. I can go into a lot more detail because I've got kids coming in at break time. I'm just here in my room planning. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, it is Saturday. I should really know the date. I want to say 16th. I want to say 15th. I'm not gonna lie, guys, my phone is my camera and you guys are on it, so I don't know. I have a calendar in my room, but it is not exactly up to date, so we're going to ignore that. But let's just say Saturday. So it is Saturday, and it is, I think, like 5 o'clock. Again, I don't know, I don't wear a watch, and my phone's my clock, so it's Saturday, 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock, something. And this video is coming a tiny bit late because I have already planned this week. But next week and the coming videos you'll be planning with me. But for this week I just wanted to sort of start off slow because my videos tend to be like hours long at the minute and I'm trying to cut them down so they make a nice little background viewing type thing. But I just want to show you guys how I plan and then my plans. So at the minute I am currently planning for everything, just because I've just started school and because I haven't had my planning meeting with my teachers yet. So my team teachers rather. Planning meetings are usually on Monday, but last Monday I was in Rome and we didn't have one anyway. The previous Monday we hadn't started school yet because we started on Wednesday. So tomorrow should be our first planning meeting, and hopefully then I can find out like what I need to plan for and things like that. So from Instagram I did a little poll just asking what everyone plans, because someone, Miss C Trainee, put up a post about how she plans certain things and someone else does other things and all this stuff, and I realised I'm planning literally everything. So from what I've seen, most people sort of split topic, or one person does maths, one person does English, they pull together to do science topic, someone does handwriting for everything, stuff like that. At the minute I'm planning everything, like I said, so I'm planning handwriting, grammar comprehension, creative writing, guided reading, technically topic, but I can't find the planning, so not yet. Indoor PE, again there's planning for that on the T drive, but the T drive to me right now is a mystery. It's a myth, I keep hearing about it, I've never once seen it. So that's something on me to try and go on to, but I tried at home and surprise surprise, the T drive only exists when I'm at school, so I can't look at that till tomorrow, so I'll do that tomorrow. I'm also planning, hold on, I've got a little list. I'm also planning RE. So I know for a fact that I should not be planning half of that stuff. I'm pretty sure there's either planning somewhere already, or I just plain shouldn't be planning it. So I need to talk to my teachers on Monday and just say, what should I be planning? Because right now I'm doing it all. But basically, in terms of how I plan, I just do this. I do a mind map. So this is my extra, I call them extracurriculars because I'm used to American teachers calling them that. But these are extracurriculars. If it's not math, science or English, it's on this sheet. So I have got on here guided grammar comprehension, PE, RE, creative writing. Topic is empty because there's planning for that. I just haven't seen it yet, and I don't want to plan for it when I'm meant to do something altogether, so I'm not going to touch that, and it's on Tuesday anyway, so I've got time to plan that. Just when I get to school, I do that. That's one mind map. The other one I've got is guided reading. Now, guided reading is like my child. I've had a plan for guided reading since I was training. I know exactly how I want it to be done, so I plan that one separately. And basically we have rotations. I would show you, well, I can show you one bit of it if I hadn't lost it. Sorry, I also prepare my notes for my videos next to me and then I lose them, which I have done. It's around somewhere. But basically we have got 4 rotations for guided reading. We have got Read with Miss Lewis, moi, Read to Self, Book Club, and Word Work. We've only got 4 days of it because I'm out for NQT Day on Wednesday, so I don't bother planning for it then because again it's my baby and I just don't think I'm going to be able to explain to someone what I want done. It's easier if I do it myself. So that's what we do for guided reading. Then in guided reading groups, they'll introduce those, well I'll introduce those on Monday because we haven't done it yet. We've done sort of like a introduction to guided reading so far. So we did inference last week and that was it, because our math scheme is new. It's power maths and it's tricky. I'm just going to be honest and say it's tricky. It's kind of like if you do read, write, ink, which is very bam bam bam, it's like that but maths. So it's literally the discover, which is the starter. They have a fun thing to discover this new technique. They share what they've discovered, then we think together to put it into a practical solution, if that makes sense. So if they have a question, I show them it and model it, then we do it all together, and then they try one by themselves, and then they go into their practice books. It's tricky because time management has always been something that I'm not great at. Mainly because I'm horrible at telling the time. For a really long time as a kid, I could not get it. So now as an adult, I'm a bit like. So in my videos, if you see me squinting at a clock, that's why. So I'm literally trying to work out what time it is. But because of that, I literally don't know when I've gone over. So we've done 1 guided reading this week because maths is before guided reading, and I have always done the full like 2 hours of maths because I just haven't worked out that it's lunchtime next. I'm sat there like, oh yeah, this ends at 10 or no, 10 past 12. No, hun, lunch is at 10 past 12. You've missed guided reading again. Which I told the kids, I was like, guys, please don't let me forget guided reading again. And I did. But they are coming up to me like, Miss Lewis, don't forget guided reading, and it's really sweet. But I've gone completely off track. I think I might just become known for ranting, for just completely going off topic, but that's me. So, because of that, because maths is a bit, no, about guided reading, sorry. So guided reading, so read with Miss Lewis. When they're in their groups, they read with me. We talk about any tricky words in the text, we define them, and they have they have dictionaries in their guided reading books that they write the definition of any new words. Then read to self, they get either a googly eye thing that you might have seen in Tiger if you're in the UK, or they get finger torches, again, Tiger. But they use one of those to read, and they use the dictionary that they made the day before to help them with any tricky words. So we would have discussed what they mean, how to say them, how they're pronounced, all that stuff, so they can read by themselves the next day. After that, it is book club. Now, book club is my absolute favourite. It's the one that really pushed me to make this guided reading curriculum. And it's basically the 6 thinking hats that we talked about in training. So it's red hat, white hat, blue hat, green hat, yellow hat, and black hat. And they basically have different questions and different things that they focus on. For example, yellow hat only thinks about the positives in a story, black hat only thinks about the facts, green hat only thinks about the emotions, blue hat is in control of all the hats, and they ask the things like, they say they like manage the discussion. So like, let's listen to this person now, okay, let's talk about this now, that sort of thing. So I'm going to run through that, like what the hats mean. They have prompt questions, so they're not just going in with nothing. And we're going to do an easy story to start with. So this week we're looking at Three Little Pigs, because we all know that inside out, so they can really focus on what I'm teaching them about guided reading rather than the story. The last one is word work, so this one has nothing to do with the reading. This is our spelling time, because I realised that I have not got spellings anywhere on my timetable, so I squished it into guided reading. Now, it was always about spellings and practising words, but I made it more about the year 3 and 4 common exception words rather than the words that they found early in the week. So for word work, we have a spelling test, and it's just going to be the first 10 words from the common exception words, I'm using a Twinkle word mat to keep me on track because they're all there, I may as well. So we do that, they mark them, we mark them all together. Any words they haven't got right, they then need to practice. So there's going to be a word work menu to practice spelling, so either spelling it with Play-Doh, spelling it with letter magnets, with foam letters I got from Poundland, doing rainbow writing, so writing in different colours, doing bubble letters, do it backwards, do it forwards, do it alphabetical order, anything to get them practicing that word. So each week we'll keep going. Anyone who has mastered a word, they can move on, so I might have to end up having separate groups at one point. So one side is practicing while I'm doing the other's test, the other's practicing while I'm doing their test. But it's just sort of to keep them on track. So, okay, that's guided reading. I've also got an extra group who are my lowers, so they're the ones that are taken out of literacy to continue with phonics because they still need that. And they'll be reading with my TA, with simpler books, so read-writing books, simpler vocab. They'll still be doing the hats, they'll still be doing word work. In fact, they'll join us for word work. They just need to only have simpler texts, that's it. So guided reading on the white map, my mind map. Now, maths. Maths, as I sort of touched on, is a lot. I'm just finding that it's a lot to squeeze into, 40 minutes that we've got for maths. Like, the way they want it, it'll literally be 10 minutes on each part. It's not going to happen. And the point of Power Maths is that everyone sticks together, so there's no differentiation. It's meant to be, oh, we all move forward together. That's like, that's great, but my SEN kids are not going to move forward with that because they don't understand it. They also have to have manipulatives, which I love, but my class have not been like trained in this. So they see base 10 and they go insane. I had a kid building a fort in the first maths lesson, and I can't tell you how many times I said, dude, stop building a fort. And I keep repeating to them, these are tools, not toys. These are tools, not toys, and it's not getting in. So last maths lesson that we had, which was on, my heart wants to say Thursday. I know we had one Friday, but Thursday's lesson, I just went off book. I find that things are easier for me if I go off book. So I decided not to give them textbooks because they don't have textbooks out, but there's online software for this Power Maths. So I have the textbook on my interactive whiteboard. I can change the pages, I can zoom in. Technically I can write on it, but I haven't worked out how to calibrate that board yet, and I'm not even going to try in the middle of maths. So I did not give them their books, they only looked at mine. The only time they had a book was for their practice questions, because they have their own practice book they can write into. Instead they had whiteboards, so I talked to them about the Discover question, which was something, it was about its place value. So it was hundreds, tens and ones. This dude has to plant 500 something seeds. How many hundreds, how many tens, how many ones does he need? And it's literally getting to partition, but it just goes about it in a complicated way. So they had to show it in base 10 before. This time we had counters. So I gave them whiteboards, asked them to draw me the number in base 10, asked them to draw me the number in part whole model. Once they did that, then I gave them the counters. Only once they showed me that, I gave them counters. And we didn't have place value counters because my school has not got all the resources that they need with this, which is something else that's bugging me about it, because you need all these resources for it because I introduce them every lesson, but we either haven't got them or haven't got enough. So instead of giving them place value counters that would have had hundreds, tens and ones on it, I gave them double-sided counters. Now, I'll admit it worked. It worked brilliantly. So I gave them the counters. I just told them, show me the number 591, and they did it. And you know, they were smart about it. They know that there's only two sides to the counter, so they'd have one side red for the hundreds, then the tens blue, then the ones red, so it's separated. And I said, okay, I can see that that's the number. My challenge to you now is, what if they were all red? And we turned them all to red and they tried to figure it out. I told them that their whiteboard is key, so we worked in partners, and the majority of them worked how they had to draw the place value grid. They had to draw the hundreds, tens and ones, and then put the counters in. And honestly, leaving them to it like that, I love Power Maths because of that, because they find it by themselves. I'm just not me telling them, okay, draw your 100, draw your place value grid, and then put the counters in. It was literally, oh, they're all red now, how am I going to know what your number is? I literally, that's what you all said. We then went through that. We did, they had to go at their practice books, so it's literally, I tried to bring one home to show you guys, but it's literally questions in a book. And they had a challenge which had the same numbers, I think like 311 or something like that, but one person had made it with 11 hundreds and only 200s and 11 tens. So the kids had to work out that you can convert or exchange those tens to make 100, which again I loved because there were kids sat there going adamantly, that's not the same number, it's a lie. And I was like, it is the same number, work it out. And just saying to them, oh, how many tens are in 100? They thought, there's too many. So for that I love it. Anyway, once again, massive detour. I'm pretty sure this video is going to end up being half reflections on last week, half how I plan, just because I didn't reflect, so I'm doing that now. But maths, so the conclusion I came to with maths, and I'm going to talk to my maths lead about this because I haven't told him yet and we kind of need to be on the same page with our lessons, but I'm splitting each lesson in half. So I'm not fitting the whole thing in one lesson, it's just not going to happen. Instead, I'm splitting it in half, so I'm doing the discover and share in one lesson, and then the think together and the practice in another lesson. So my mind map currently looks like this. I know you can't see it, but basically, like for first lesson, we're doing number lines. So I'm going to ask them to see how long the number line is, discuss the markers, where the boats are, because it's like a race, come up with each marker, and then each child on the discover, each table gets a different one to look at. So table 1 will look at boat A, table 2 will look at boat B, table 3 will look at boat C, table 4 will look at boat D. And then we share, because if they understand it, then they can tell if another table is right. Then we share that out, we talk about the boat that's halfway between, because one's halfway between, talk about how we worked out B, I think B's one halfway between, oh no, B's another question. So it's where would you put the boat at 900 metres, how they work that out, because it's a 1,000 metre course, jump back 1 marker, jump back 100, 900. So they should be able to discuss that, and I just think that we're going to be able to do that in the whole lesson because I want them to come up to me with my meter stick and put the boat where they think it is. I want them to discuss with each other where they think it is. I want them to be talking about all that stuff before we move on to practice, otherwise it becomes a whole thing. And they need number lines for this, but if I give them a number line and just say, go for it, they're not going to know what they're doing. So I want to do that discover first before they even see their textbooks, before they even get a number line. Just here's some post-it notes, write your boat on it. In fact, have one number line for the whole table and discuss how you know where it goes. So that's what I'm doing there. We're on a full little rant again, sorry. I have got the textbook, the handbook to show you. So this is the teacher handbook, and it literally goes step by step what I'm doing. Like it starts on this side with the curriculum links, how to achieve mastery. It's got the misconceptions I might find, the how to strengthen understanding, how to go deeper. The key language, which is good because my focus wall has key language on it. And resources that I need. Now this is one that gets me because it's got like a whole page at the front of all the resources I'm going to need for the whole book, and it's just like it's not going to happen. Things like juice. For one lesson I need a picture of juice. I'm not bringing a picture of juice to school. I'm not rocking into maths with a picture of orange juice. It's not happening. Not happening. But, so it's the book. It's got discover, it's got share. On the next page, which is the next lesson, it has our think together. Now this is the I do, we do, you do. And then it's got the practice book on the side. If I go in, so the pages look like that. And they're struggling to work out that they can write in practice books but not in textbooks, and I go in for it in textbooks and I'm like, that was so expensive, please don't write in the textbooks. There's also a reflect that they do, so that is like the exit ticket of do they get this, but I don't really use that to ask if they get this because the children do that themselves. So when they hand in their book, I think I showed you in my classroom tool, that blue table by my desk, it's got those shelves on it, so they hand in to the very top if they did not get it, and I mark them first. Underneath that they got it, they had a bit of help but they got it. Level 3 is, yeah, I get this, I'm good. And level 4 is I'm literally an expert, I basically wrote the book, I can teach you all next time. So I literally mark based on who didn't get it first and then work my way down to who did get it, because if they did get it, they don't need me to swoop in and help them and give them comments, they just need a tick or a stamp. Whereas people who are on level 1 are going to need me to put extra questions in, they're going to need me to come help them next time. So I'm just remembering who's on that top 2, so I'll go to them first next time, and then the other 4, they're the 2 levels. So that is that. Now, the last thing, I say last thing, but we're going to be here for 2 more hours. First thing I want to show you guys is literacy. So literacy, we follow Literacy and Language, which is Read Write Inc. Good old Ruth Miskin over here. And honestly, when I first read it, because I took this one home over summer because it was in my classroom, that was delivered like 3 weeks ago. No, 2 weeks ago. But this I've had all summer. So when I first read it, I knew that I loved it because I just love it. Like, it goes, oh, I can't even explain why I love it. I just love it. It, like, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now because I just love it so much. But basically, we've started reading a story. So we read a story about, I think it's called Sandcastle Wizards, something like that. About a boy who didn't make friends, and he went to the beach with his mum and had no friends to play with. And then some boy came to help him, but he's suspicious of the boy and ignores him. And end up being really good friends, but he loses his friend, goes to find his friend's pretending not to know him. He gets mad, destroys their sandcastle. Turns out the friend is a twin, and it's the twin who's like, who the hell are you? Not the friend. So it's just all about friendships and making first impressions and managing emotions, stuff like that. We talked about direct speech in our last lesson, which I loved because it was, again, something that I just take and put my own spin on. Like, these two schemes I'm using as skeletons and putting my own things on because I'm so used to planning by myself that I have ideas and it bugs me if I can't do them. But for the most part, I am following them. But I just add in things if I see the kids getting a bit, like, eyes glazed over. Like in the last lesson, we had to talk about adjectives and strengthening our vocab, and they could see them just, like, going. So I started playing Splat with them, and they looked at me like I was insane, and it was great. It was literally, instead of putting your hand up to give me a verb, I'm gonna splat you. If I splat you, you splat your word back at me. So I'm like, what's your word? Upset. What's your word? Upset. No, splat it to me, and it'd eventually be like, upset. And then we just got into it. It was hilarious watching them. They're slowly learning that I'm insane, and I need them to pick up on it quicker. Join in with me, guys. Don't leave me lonely. I lost track again. So this lesson is we're actually doing some writing this time. I'm very excited. So we are describing a setting, which is a beach picture. We describe it, then we change some of the words to make it like a dangerous setting. So if it's like a lovely blue sky, children have fun in the beach setting, and then it's grey skies with a shark in the water setting. So we need to think about how to change their language, use antonyms to change the mood of the picture, because we looked at mood earlier in the week as well. And I love it because we get to use our writing books. Like, for me, I didn't understand the whole, because they have personal log, we have a class log, and they have writing books. I haven't got a class log because I didn't know I needed one. I will quickly whip one up on Monday. I also haven't had a working wall this whole time because I have my focus wall. And I was adamant that I did not need a working wall. I was like, I don't need one, I've got my focus wall, I'm fine. I need a working wall. I can't tell you how much I need a working wall. So I've actually planned, I've done a little sketch of my working wall and what it will look like, because on Monday, well, over the course of next week, I have to take down my focus wall and turn it into a working wall because I need one. But basically, any flip charts that I do in the lesson of literacy need to go on the literacy working wall, and they refer to it all the time. Or they have a story bench, but unless they're buying me the story bench, that's not going to happen. So yeah, I'm doing that. But we finally get to write in our books. We had a bit of a mix-up that they use their Read Write Inks in Read Write Ink books instead of literacy books, which has worked out perfectly because now their Read Write Ink books are their personal logs where they do planning and write their ideas, and their literacy books are where they do the good writing. So that's worked out quite nicely. I had to introduce them, make it like we get to use our writing books now, guys. Oh my god. I've also made up perfect presentation sheets just to show them how I want things presented, because one of my things, why I make all my own worksheets and things, because I want things laid out in a certain way, and if it's not, it bugs me a little bit. And I know that they're 7 years old, so I need to really be like, guys, underline, come on now. But, you know, perfect presentation will hopefully show them it should look like this. Make sure it does. We're good. But yes, that's interesting. It's like loads of different things. So our next unit is information tests. And like maths, it comes with software that I will show you guys when I eventually jump over to my laptop. Yes, though it has software that has got PowerPoints and all sorts on it, but me being me, I have to make my own PowerPoints because one main thing with last week's teaching was that I didn't have PowerPoints and I was so lost. So unbelievably lost. It was ridiculous. So that's one of the main reasons I forgot about maths, because I use my PowerPoints to keep me on track. I've gone quiet because someone's in the corridor. Yeah, they keep me on track. Like if I go too far, it will say, today in maths, I know I've gone too far. Or even tell me when break time is. Because literacy break, maths guided reading. So I've got literacy slides, I've got break time slides, I've got math slides, guided reading slides, lunch slides. I have welcome back from lunch slides, so I know, oh cool, they're back from lunch. But it keeps me on track, keeps them on track, so that's what I've got. Anyway, I want to quickly show you guys my PowerPoints that I've been talking about, because I love them, and again, they keep me on track. Also want to show you guys the software for literacy and language, and if I have time, because I'm watching the time tick up, the maths one. So, let me just quickly log on, because you can't see my password. Currently waiting for my laptop to take its mandatory 4 hours to do anything. Me and the IT guy are currently having words because I hate my laptop. I'm getting used to it slowly, but I hate it. I'm used to HPs, which, you know, run faster, and I've got a Dell. So this is the Power Math Software Hub. Please excuse the shaky camera. Had to take you guys out the tripod so I could record, and it's shaky as heck. So, when you come on, you've got this, you've got your planning there, resources, teacher tools, markbooks, you know, you can read. I usually use the resources. Oh, I wish I had got this loaded up before I came on here to show you guys. Right, let me get to my files. So you can save things into your files. I'm going to choose a random thing just to show you guys what it looks like. So this is lesson 10. I won't be here for a while, especially if I'm doing them in halves, but it has got the book to show you. So this is exactly what the book looks like, just on a computer. I tend to go to single view down there, so my kids aren't distracted by everything, which is the main reason why I took them away, because they were flicking through pages. Even with their practice books, I cannot tell you how many children have done like the next day's work, at which point I'm like, why have you done that? Or, you know, turn to page 16 of practice books and get started. I've done it already. When did you do it? So good idea here, just taking that away. So it's to discover. So the kids basically literally look at that, answer the questions. It's like a starter, but a starter to get them thinking. And then the next page is the share. So you kind of share the strategies that you would use for that. These characters I love. They have names, so I think that's Flexible Flow and Brave Astrid. Did not get alliteration, I don't know why, it bugs me. But this scheme goes all the way from Foundation to Year 6. Ooh, sorry. And these little guys grow with them. So in Foundation, they're like little diddy children. And when you get to Year 6, they're like full teenagers, so it actually grows with the children, which I find really cute. You're also meant to try and use the language with them. So I can try another strategy for Flexible Flow, or I'm going to give this a go for Brave Astrid. But I haven't been doing this that long, and I haven't got that far, so not yet. But yes, so they just share strategies. They've got little reminders and things, little hints. Then you go to the next part, which is Think Together. So this one confused me, because I can't say I'll do one by myself and they do two, because it's a different question. So I usually tend to do like that one by myself, then they do that all together, then they work out that one, and same for two. So I'll do one by myself, then we do the next one together, then we do the rest on their own. Think Together. So it's so shaky. More Thinking Together. It goes on for a while. Again, I can't really say, you know, do that by yourself, because they won't know, it's a different question. But I do one part, they do the rest. And then, hopefully, it should finally be... Oh, okay, it won't be the practice because it's not in here. Then it'll be their practice books, which I'll show you guys around, which are separate textbooks. Ow, I stubbed my toe. Separate textbooks that they can write in with similar questions to that. There's a challenge and a reflect exit ticket that they do. So that is the maths one. Let me flip you guys around and show you literacy and language. So literacy and language is a lot easier to manage. Let me close all of this down. This is it. So it's taken from a CD-ROM, which I haven't got in here, but I have got it installed. I just get started and find my unit. So the planning is all there. That's the grammars. If I show you that, it's literally got the grammar banks for me and tests for the kids. I've not had to use that yet, but maybe. Okay. Units. So I'll show you what I'm on. I'm on unit 136. Yes, that's Monday's lesson. So it has got these little, I can't think of the word right now, programs, I want to say. I've clicked it way too many times and it's gonna throw a fit now. Gosh darn Dell. Come on. There we go. So it comes up with these. So these are 3 lines from the story we're looking at. And we discussed these last week in our maybe this literal lesson actually. It might have been this actual lesson. Okay, it's not. Good. So we discussed this previously, so we'll just recap. That's what I wanted to recap how mood was created in this one. And then we have a look at these pictures. They can, this gets bigger as well, just go full screen. There you go. So when this gets bigger, we can drag and drop these. And it's the kind that won't let you continue till they're all done. So we'll have a go drag and drop in those, discussing our choices. It's very much thinking out loud, so I've got to think out loud on these things. If I choose a word like threatening, I've got to be like, I'm going to choose threatening because I think that water is quite dangerous. And then model for the children my thinking. Oh, sorry, yawn. Then it's my turn, your turn. So we say the words all together. I say it, they say it, I say it, they say it, all the way through. Then once I've modelled why I've chosen one word, they do the rest. So I'm going to print out these pictures because you can print them. I'm going to ask them, probably, I'll just ask them to write them on. If I get them to stick the pictures in their book and just write the words on, because I know that they'll take forever to cut them. And I'm not going to cut them out because there's 25 children in my class and that is exhausting. In fact, I might have them do an A4 version or A3 version that they write the words around it, copy that, put it in their books. I might do that. I would show you, okay, that's finished, so I can't show you. Okay, so then we do that. And then it has another one, I'm not going to show you that, but that's on adverbs of time. You have to order the time. What I do want to show you is the PowerPoints, which I hope is going to come up quickly. Yay! Well done, PowerPoint. So this is what they're going to be describing in their books. This horrifying looking shark. We need to think about words to describe that. Because later in the week we're turning a positive scene into a negative scene. So what I do, because these are PowerPoints and PowerPoint is my child, I can't show you because I've opened too many things. Annoying. I can show you but the long way around. I put these into my own PowerPoint. So this, or these rather, please ignore my socks up there, I just hung them there for no reason. These are my weekly PowerPoints. So I have sections for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday because I'm not in school Wednesday, so I make one for Wednesday. I probably should for my cover teacher, and she has asked me to send her these, but I keep forgetting. So for now it's just Monday. If I go through Monday for you guys. So this is what they first see when they come in. I just have a big spiel here, but they're not looking at it, so I take it down. We have a question of the day, but I keep forgetting, or we run out of time to do it. So instead, I'm going to make a question of the week. They're going to have marbles, they're at school ready to vote, and it's things like, would you rather have wings or have scales, that sort of thing. So they have the whole week to vote, and then we talk about it on the Friday. We have our morning rotations. I'm not sure if I've shown you the books completed yet, but remind me to bring one home and I will. So Math Monday, which I've not done with them yet, I can't wait. And I showed them the menu because we have free school meals. Everyone can have it. Well, I think if you're signed on, you can have it, sorry. Teachers get it free if they eat with the kids, and I love eating with the kids, so I do. I just put the menu up there so they know what they can have later on. It excites me. We have our tidy up slide. I've not used this yet, but I'm going to because there's literally a 2-minute timer there, and they take forever to tidy up. So I've got 2 minutes to get things away and come to carpet. We've got morning meeting. So I've just added again a little spiel that I might get rid of at some point because I never say it. I don't have to say it. But we're doing a loud and proud good morning because right now they're very good morning. And it's like, guys, come on, be proud. How are you today? Now that used to be the would you rather question, but I thought I'm taking away valuable time for them because I'm in quite a, what's the word I want? Challenging school. I want them to have time to vent. So that'll change every day and it will be things like what do you have for breakfast so I can get a handle on who's not eating breakfast. This has got question mark. Now it used to be a game we played in the daytime, well in the meeting, and I changed it to if we're good all day we can play this game at the end of the day. But Twinkle have got these icebreaker games, so it's question mark, so I can choose one of their cards that I'm going to cut and laminate for tomorrow, and then we play that. And their goal is no chatting during lessons. I had to tell them off on Friday. I'm going to turn you guys around for this. I had to tell them off on Friday and it was horrible. I'm trying to find somewhere that is not got my pictures in the background because sensitive information. Yeah, I had to tell them on Friday because before lunch we come to the carpet. I say if you're hot dinners, go wash your hands and line up. If you're packed lunch, go wash your hands, get a lunchbox, come sit down. It took me 5 minutes to give that instruction. To literally say, go wash your hands and come line up. Because they were chatting for ages. It got to the point, like, my TA was there, like, come on, guys, you know, shh, I'm waiting. And I was like, Mrs. Lampard, oh, sorry, whoops. And I was like, miss, I'm actually just gonna wait. So I now just wait. And as I'm waiting, I'm writing down the names of the kids who are also waiting. One girl had her hand up, because in our school, you put your hand up and the kids follow you, and that means, you know, I need your attention. She put her hand up to try and get everyone to join in. I was like, God bless her, put your arm down, hun, it's gonna hurt. So I put her name down, I put all the kids who are waiting, that didn't make sense. I put the names down of all the kids who are waiting, there we go. And when they quieted down on their own, I did not stop them, I did not say, shh, I'm waiting. I let them quiet down, and then I just let rip. It was one of those times where I was like, nah man, I'm done. So it was literally if I say your name, you may go to lunch, the rest of you can stay here. And then we had a whole, you know, on Monday you're all getting table seats because from when I first met you, transition day, to now, I've been watching who can sit around next to a friend and talk sensibly next to a friend. And if you're on the carpet, you can't sit with a friend and you will not be sitting with a friend on Monday. And I literally just put the fear of God in them because I hate waiting for people to stop talking. It's just like, I'm literally waiting for you. And it's not like I've got nothing important to say. I'm trying to go to lunch. I'm trying to dismiss you guys for lunch. So listen. So their goal for the whole week is to not chat in lesson time because one of our school rules is to listen carefully. And no matter if you're talking, you're not listening carefully, are you? So, and I have been that mean teacher who has called on someone who is blatantly not listening, so I can tell them they're not listening. I literally will ask someone for an answer, and then be like, so-and-so, what did they say? And they'll be looking at me like, I'm like, yeah, because you weren't listening. Come on, bud. Anyway, mild detour there. Back to the PowerPoint. So that's Monday. I have got this goal somewhere all the time in the classroom to see, and our jigsaw so they can see how far we are. Now this is the part we're here for. So these are my lesson slides. I wanted them to have more of a formal feel. We've got the date, we've got the learning objective, we've got the instructions. So it's literally, this picture changes to signify what lesson is, so that's literacy. And that's the same as our timetable picture. Or rather it was, I redid them and forgot I haven't got my images on this laptop. But yes, so all lessons start with writing the date and the yellow on the top, and a discussion while everyone's doing that. This is for me. I put my links here. I also put like things, if I need paper, if I need whiteboards, how many sheets I need. Again, to keep me on track, also my TA can have a little nosy and see what's coming. And then for literacy, I import things from the PowerPoints to my PowerPoint because it's already on PowerPoint. I'm not going to switch from mine to theirs when I've got one already. Made no sense. This is our big questions. Obviously the whole lesson's not on here because I had to go to those files, which is why they're there. But it does keep me on track, so I know that we're doing this, and then big question, and then we go. So then it's break time slide. There's maths, again, it's changed to maths. Date, this time page number from textbook, which they haven't got, but I will let them know. And then a little starter thing. This links to that thing I just showed you, but obviously the next lesson that we're doing. It doesn't open like I would love it to because I've got to sign in first, but I can click on that during break time, sign in, and then it's just there ready to go. Now this is guided reading. Now I haven't got a, I haven't started this slide because it's the first time doing guided reading. Oh, I keep doing that. Where's the camera? Okay. It's the first time doing guided reading, so they don't know their groups yet. So first things first, get them to groups and tell them where they're going. So their names are hiding under that. I just want to reveal one group at a time. And I have put the mixed ability apart from group 4, which are my lowest, which is why they're on that table, because at the back. They will eventually be going out into the shared area where they can work on their own, but one of them is, well, 2 of them have got behaviours, so I don't want them out there in my tea on their own for the first time. So we're in the class for the first couple of weeks and then they can go. So then we have this bit. Their books I will have to bring home and show you, because, or I might just man up and record at school this bit, but I'm separating them into the different sections. So the dictionary for Read With Me, the book club bit and word work, just so they have that in different bits and not like, so when I'm marking I know where to go basically. But yeah, so that's that. Pencil lunch. Now this is mainly me talking, which is why I haven't got much for the PowerPoint. But lunch. Then this is creative writing, which I'm excited about. They loved it last week and I wasn't there, so I'm worried I'm going to disappoint them a bit, but we'll see. Hopefully not, because the topic is great. But I got this picture on my table to look at and think about what might be happening. And then we're going to discuss what might be happening. We're going to share some ideas. And then they're going to plan their story. So we're going to talk about the 4 stages of writing a story, which I've forgotten. I think it's planning, drafting, editing, publish. But obviously you can go through redraft, edit, publish. So talk about that. Then I show them some prompt questions. Well, they have prompt questions actually. We go through the prompt questions. Then we do this bit. So I want them to think about these things. So what they're going to turn into, how they found the ring, what happens next. That's their whole story. The next lesson we'll start building their character. So we'll talk about the character, what we look like, how we can describe them, what we know about them, rather than just, Daisy had 2 plaits. No. Daisy had, ravenous golden locks. Give me that good language. And then we have RE. I didn't want to have a cross for RE because not everyone in my school's Christian. I don't want to think that I don't want them thinking that RE is learning about Christianity, because it's not going to be. So these are little prayer hands. There's a little heart in there, about to chop it off. So we're just going to do a sort of general thing on RE because I haven't got the planning, I don't know what I'm doing. But just on beliefs, I've got a PowerPoint linked here, and I love these links because I'm going to show you in slideshow. There's just a little tip for everyone. If you link a PowerPoint in your PowerPoint, when you open it, it opens right there. None of that going through PowerPoint stuff. Right there it is. You go all the way through. And when you're finished, give this people, it goes back to your PowerPoint. I don't know why I'm singing on this vlog, but I'm having one of those hyper moments. But literally, when I found that out, I was beside myself. I loved it. So we're doing that. Going for that PowerPoint, talking about their beliefs. Then we're going to get a bit of paper because I haven't got books for them yet. And they're going to just write about their beliefs. So what they believe, if they're Christian, if they're Sikh, if they're Muslim, whatever. If they haven't got a religion, what do they believe up there? And then it's home time. I always have these so they know that it is an important instruction. Like this is like, yeah, we're learning. This is like, okay, time to listen. I've had to give them house points because dojos aren't allowed in my school. But it's like that all the way through. So Tinker Tuesday, Thinker Thursday, Writing Wednesday, free choice. Writing Wednesday is Wednesday, but I won't be there. I've just realised that the dates have not changed on those. I need to change the dates. The only, this is one I'm going to show you. Friday is obviously Friday, so we have a fun gift on Fridays. First one was Friday, last week was Power Rangers doing synchronized dancing, and today is this kit. Now I was nervous about using this in my class because I know for a fact someone's going to see that and they're going to get on a chair and they're going to try and copy it. And I'm going to have to lay down the law like, well, because I'm not having gifts in our videos anymore. But hopefully that won't happen. So a quick pick of Friday, because Friday, actually Thursday is also different. So quick picks a peek at Thursday and Friday. So Thursday, we've still got our question of the week going. Mornings always the same: English, maths, guide reading. So this is when we're doing book read to self. In read to self, they also write notes on post-its about what they're thinking during the story. But then we have class assembly. Forever forgetting to cover up names. So class assembly, I can't actually type now. I'm gonna delete the name. That'll be easier than trying to hide it. Okay, so Thursday we've got class assembly. I've just deleted the name there because privacy. So class assembly, because Thursday is the only day we have got to school a actual assembly. Instead we do a class one, because I want that to be a time we can celebrate each other and some kind of, routine. We have assembly now. So we talk about a top table. They have got a special frame on their table now. It's glittery. It says VIS, very important stoats. And there's a little bit emoji of me congratulating them. It's my favourite thing in that class. We have a super stoat. So that's the person that's been going above and beyond a week. And I tell them which house is currently in the lead. We also talk about our goal for the week. So because on Friday in our assembly... Hold on one second. So because in our Friday assemblies, it's when I give them a score out of 6 based on our jigsaw. So there's 6 pieces. Have they followed them all? Followed all the rules, they get 6. If there's one they kind of on, they get 5. First week of school, I was that teacher because I gave them 5 because they broke one of my fiddle toys. I was threatening them, I feel bad saying it, but I was threatening them all week about getting 5 because they weren't keeping their areas tidy, which is our goal. And the purple jigsaw is to look after our things in our school. So I was like, guys, your books are everywhere, that's not look after them, is it? So all week I was like, I get 5. But they got 6, the first 6. So we talk about the goal on Thursday in class assembly, about whether we're going to get 5 or 6 and what we need to do to get a 6. So I'm expecting at this point they should be, stopping the chat. So we should be getting 6. But if not, it's like, okay, you need to stop talking when I'm talking. Yeah, go stop talking. You're in maths, if you're on the carpet, don't be talking. Little things like that. Anyway, let me switch again. We also do shout outs, so everyone gets a post-it. I've got an example knocking about here somewhere, because I just wrote one. Because someone in my class, I've lost it. Of course I have. Naturally. Anyway. We do little notes to each other. So I've got a frame in my class, a shout out frame. There's post-its stuck to the glass and it says, if you see someone being amazing, write them a note. So basically, I give them a post-it, they write a note to somebody. I got 2 for being a great teacher, and I was like, thanks guys, I've known you 5 days, but amazing. Loads of other kids got some. We had a food tasting for our topic, so kids got some for trying the Kenyan food. There was a very lovely, you're really good at maths to someone, which warmed my heart because she had a massive wobble in maths about being bad at maths. So we do that. One thing not on here that I need to add, thanks for the reminders guys, is we also talk about our week. So what we like to do in the week, what we're looking forward to next week, because one of my classroom jobs is news reporter, and this lovely little girl sits at my desk with a little name tent. Let me turn you guys. Yes, so class reporter. She sits at the desk because she's got the job at the minute, with her name on a tent that she's decorated like a cardboard fold over, and she gives a news report. Literally, hello parents. This week we've done this. Next week we want to do this. It was kind of short this week because there's only that to say. But we've got birthdays coming up, we've got events coming up, so it'll be things like, happy birthday to this person got gold at gymnastics, this person did this person did that. So hopefully that'll be a really nice job. And the aim of that was to get more parents on Marvellous Me, which is our school behave system, how we send things home, because we want 99% in the class. The deputy head starts sending out things. She gets reports on usage from the people that make the thing, and she chases us up about it, like, why have only 20 parents signed up when you've got 24 children? What's going on there? So my aim is that all of your children will at some point do a news report. If you want to see it, you gotta get on Marvellous Me. So it's emotional bribery, yay! So that's Thursday. We also have Indoor PE on Thursday, which this week is literally playing games and learning how to put our stuff away and how to go into the hall. Literally exploitation. That's it. And then get into groups. This is grammar comprehension. Now this I've made up for this week because I ain't got a clue. I had to go through the books that were left in my classroom and have a look. But it's just correcting punctuation this week. Going home time. So Friday then. Friday is different because we have got, this is literacy for this Friday. I'm excited about it. It's how we switch it from a nice little lovely passage to a passage to instill fear into people. And I'm really excited about it because they're going to write one to you and edit it. Ooh. Anyway. Oh, I never did maths, did I? I didn't finish maths, I just realised. This is our spellings. This is word work. Okay, let me show you this. So this is the grid that they get. They've got one stuck in their books. And these are the different options. I need to make that. Thank goodness I saw that because someone's going to ask to play. I'll explain it to them. They said, oh, as kids do. And you know for a fact they're going to want to play that. And I haven't got it ready. So I had to do that quite quickly. So this is handwriting, which was... that's all I can say about it. Computing, we didn't even get to computing. We got as far as getting out the Chromebooks and it was time for our golden time. So, need to fix that up. Handwriting shouldn't be that long. Here are your words, write them. Done. But it was long. Anyway. So those are my presentation slides. That's how I plan. Is pretty much pre-planning. I'm a pre-planner, so I've got to mind map it, get it all down, and then I can PowerPoint it. Because otherwise I've got like things swimming in my head and I need to just get it all out before I plan. So that's it, that's the process. Next week I'm hoping to show you guys the actual planning process. So it won't be, you know, I've done this. It will be literally watching me mind map, watching me PowerPoint, watching just how I do things. And I would like to get opinions from you guys, but obviously recording like this, I can't have you guys giving me opinions because by the time I read it, I've done it, I've taught it. So if you have any ideas for how I can tackle power maths, please comment below. If you have any ideas on how I can make literacy a bit more fun, comment below. If you have any ideas on how to make handwriting a bit more fun, comment below, because I used to love teaching handwriting in my year 1 placement and when I was a TA in foundation, but now it's like so, you know, please let me know how you teach how you teach handwriting so I can, you know, magpie some ideas, because right now it is just a bit dull. I've never done it once, but it was dull. So I'm going to end this vlog here. I'm going to be honest and say I have already ended this once, but it was a 14-minute long video of me trying to end it because I kept rambling, so I am doing it again. I can get down to 4 minutes and I will. I'm going to end this vlog here. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel so you can catch me in the future. I'm obviously planning to do more weekend planning vlogs so you can catch up on the weekend. Probably do a week reflection then as well so you know what has gone on. If I can, I'll bring things home to show you. Probably will be doing that. But that's how things are going to be for now, just because I don't think I can hack carrying, you know, footage, recording at school. That's what I want. But yes, apart from that, I will also be filming about behaviour management, how I'm currently tackling behaviour, any issues I've had so far. I'll be doing a Halloween thing. I love Halloween, so I'll show you what I'm doing for that. I'm probably going to dress up. We don't really dress up in my school, but I'm going to sort of covertly dress up, you know, when you can wear a costume without it being a costume, doing that. I'm also going to probably at some point do a clothes haul, because once I get paid in October I'm going straight to Primark. So those are just a few things that are coming up, so don't miss those. Subscribe. Please comment below if you're tackling power maths and you need to, you know, you're going through what I'm going through, or you've tackled it. Please let me know your secrets. Same with English language. Let me know if you've followed it, if you've encountered it, or how I can just jazz it up a little bit. Let me know about handwriting, how I can jazz that up, because I can see their little eyes glazing over when I say your next word is oven. Oven. You can just see it, them going. And lastly, I'm trying to look to see if I've got any notes over there. I don't. I don't know, just let me know how things go for you. Talk to me, let me know. As per usual, feel free to follow me on Instagram, HEI, at Oshiotesense. No, Oshiodusense, I've changed now. And I haven't done my vlogs in a while because I've been busy with this, with Instagram, with school. But feel free to catch up there, because I have got some out on the differences between being NQT, differences between my two courses, things like that. So, I am going to say goodbye now. It's done. I did it 4 minutes, guys. I made it. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.